Welcome to
Yes.
Drops of Infinity. This is our podcast, which is a very progressive podcast about the new energies, about the new consciousness, about the new light. My name is Sabrina Dinito. I am from enlightenmentcodes.com, the Divine Heart Mystery School. And here is Caroline Quirene, my co host. Hi, Caroline.
Hi, Sabrina. So delighted to start a new podcast with you today.
Yes, same here. So today we were planning to do a part two of the Mary Magdalene episode we did last time. And while we were just talking and preparing for this episode, you said you wanted to dive into some misconceptions that are still
Yes, exactly.
present
The mi-
today about
yeah,
her, right? You
yeah.
wanted
There's
to
a lot.
clear that, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of misconceptions about who she really was, and I know Sabrina, you're more interested in how she developed and how her energy is nowadays. But still, I would like to clear up the misunderstandings
Yeah.
because there is like one line from the Bible. Yeah, there's already a lot of misconceptions. Can you tell a bit more about the what the Bible says about Maria Magdalene?
Well, the Bible was, I would say, made or edited or constructed or put together um, around 400 after Christ by the Concili of Carthago. So this was a group of religious um, people, and the input of Mary Magdalene at those times was minimal. I think the only thing that was said is that she released 7 demons. So she underwent a deep purification. That is what I understand by that. And after that, there has been a lot of Catholic misconception or interpretation about who she was. I think that, when they both died and when their legacy kept on living, even beyond 400 and towards 700 and the Middle Ages, um, there were a lot of interpretations formed to kind of withhold, to dim their influence. And one of them is that she was impure. There was a dualistic vision about her as being the impure one, and Mother Mary as being the virgin, the pure one. So this is feminine energy in a very dualistic way. She was also connected to sexuality, being a
Yeah, she was seen
prostitute. Yeah.
exactly. Yes.
And today in tantric traditions, they still end on that facet of her, the sexual energy, which to me is something different than what is today. So it is a very controversial subject throughout the centuries, and I think still today, because if I look at tantric traditions, um, the Heroes Gamos, the loving union, the divine heart, how I call it, is not really about the physical aspect. It is more about the the inner tingling when you are in the resonance of the Garden of Eden. And that means that when you live and you experience life, you see life around you and you have this interaction with the etheric web that you are in, and that that connection is so refined that the communication of your energy with that energetic web is on such frequency that it is pure bliss, then you are in the hero's gamos, which is your inner hero's gamos, which is the twin flame, because you reunited the twin flame within. Um,
Yeah,
so,
what you're talking about now is the answer on this stream of people more in the alternative spiritual scene that uh, yeah, sees Maria Magdalene as somebody who was practicing via sexuality enlightenment, so that she yeah, practiced in a temple some techniques that would enlighten people via the sexual stream. And that's why there's also a misconception about it, because it's a bit like, okay, she was a prostitute. No, she was not a prostitute. She did sexual, spiritual stuff, but you don't see it really as that she was really doing that.
um, if you, I'm tracking your words, right? And I'm going into these temples as we speak, and I can see her work, and I do see that the work that she does is a deep sense of healing, a deep sense of healing work. I see that she does touches the human body, but rather to evoke that release of what we call shadow, um, release of um, inner aspects that keep us condensed, that keep us within and not expansive, in an expansive connection to the world. So when I see her do that work, in the first instance, because that's important, that one individual is fully aligned to the lightness and not to the heaviness of emotional existence. That is the first thing. And when she touches someone, um, the fact that she is such a light being, and with light I literally mean light, it just evokes quite a lot. She had a very powerful, even physical, even a physical, how would I say, if she would touch you physically, you would definitely feel that going through your body, and you would definitely feel that release. So that is in first instance what she's showing me that she did. She literally did body work, somatic work to help people release. She did that in alignment with those temples. She did that with the energy of the temples. She aligned with cosmology to perform that work. Um, and then, of course, when an individual comes in a deep sense of inner love, in a deep sense of inner lightness, then there is the possibility to share with someone else. But to do that instantly together, two individuals not fully cleansed, not in harmonic resonance, I'm asking her right now, right? Because um, so two individuals not fully cleansed in how she goes about it, because she does profound somatic work, somatic healing work. So two individuals, I don't see that that is possible, because what I see is that the energy of the male turns on itself. There is no sharing possible, because there is existential insecurity, there is emotional insecurity, there is a lack of worth, there is a lack of self-love, so it just doesn't flow. And when it doesn't flow, there is no possibility of having a hero's gamos. In the end, what she's showing me is that if you feel light and you feel that you are loving, a loving being and a worthy being, and that you are worthy enough to feel that you accept someone else to come really close, and then you can go into this tantric movement, um, that I personally call cosmic sex. But okay, it is also possible to live this with another individual, but it's not necessary to live it with another individual. You can also just experience it in connection with life, because
Mhm.
the etheric tissue of life has welcomed you in this life, in this cosmos, and gives you everything that you need.
Yeah, can you say, because this misconception, how did it happen? Could it be that about the sexual practices she did, that it comes that she works on the base of people because the sexual organs are there, the Kundalini is there, and the tantric is connected to all this area, that this is misconceived because she works on safety and on trust, that people feel safe in their body and in life, that they perceived it as, yeah, she's working through sexuality, but actually she was working on the first chakra, which contains your sexuality, but it doesn't have to go necessarily through sexuality to heal it.
Well, she started with maybe the first chakra going upwards, because if you feel safe, if you feel that your connection with others is safe, if you feel your connection with the earth and existence itself is safe, you can open your heart. And the Kundalini for me is life force. It is the saying yes to your incarnation. It is saying yes to your existence and allowing the flood of your soul light to go through you. That to me seems to be Kundalini energy. It's you saying yes to life. Um, Being in that Kundalini flow actually should be a normal state of being, but there are many people that have been disconnected from that for the simple reason that they just dimmed and they went under the radar. They went into emotional insecurity, in existential insecurity. So yes, she does work with Kundalini energy. She does work with the lower chakras, but also the higher chakras. She works with a full alignment to understand that we are not merely human, we are more than that. But what I see that she did is she really worked, um, because it's they speak a lot about them in Jerusalem, and but they also were working a lot in the pyramids. So the visuals that I'm getting is them being in pyramids and aligning with the stars, and those stars being channeled by the pyramids, creating um, a kind of donut shape energy field that she work with, and that energy field that she work with um, connected directly with her clients, if I may say so, or with the people she work with, and connected also through her crown chakra, so she could channel those energies. So she channeled cosmologic energies when she was working with people, mm, that did not specifically had to do with sexuality, definitely not a physical sexuality, but more the sexual energy as being feeling bliss for life. Sexual energy is feeling the bliss for life. It's more to do with the bliss of being here and procreating, being a part of life, you know. It seems so mundane what I'm saying, but it's really not. It's really not.